Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another reading from me. So today's topic is, as expected, sort of, predictions for November 2025. So as usual, I have chosen these three crystals for you intuitively. I meditated on the question of which crystals should I choose for this particular topic, and these are the ones that stood out to me in this particular order. And this is for those of you who want to choose with just crystals. Pile number 1, you have this aragonite crystal. Pile number 2, you have this tiger's eye crystal. Pile number 3, you have this malachite crystal. All right, so these are your options. You can pause the video if you need more time to decide. All right, I think they're arranged enough. As usual, my recommendation is that you take some moments to meditate upon the question, take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That will help center you and calm you down. Also, try to keep your eyes closed while doing this. You can also address the question to a higher power like God or a deity that you follow, the universe, spirit, your guardian angel, whoever you believe in, and then open your eyes after you have allowed your mind to go blank a little bit, and open your eyes and choose the first pile that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking it. And if you feel drawn to more than one, feel free to watch several or even all of them and just take whichever messages resonate. Before I sign off, I will remind you to please subscribe to my channel if you have found value in any of my readings. It is the easiest way to support me and it is free. Also, consider clicking the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. And aside from that, of course, feel free to comment in the comment section with any feedback you would like to give with respect to how this reading resonated, what didn't resonate, anything you want to share, parts you liked, you didn't like, and of course, any topics you would like me to cover on this channel in the future. I will take them into account. Yeah, I would greatly appreciate that. All right, I will see you at your pile. So this is for those of you who want to choose with a card as well as a crystal. I'm going to select an oracle card. I love this deck. Look, it has my fingerprints all over it. Hold on, I have to wipe it off a little bit. Slightly better. I have to use hand cream because I need to have my hands lubricated for this process. LOL. My hands tend to get dry, especially in the cold season. So I tend to leave fingerprints. Spirits, tell me about pile number 1. What does the month of November 2025 have in store for them? Tell me about pile number 2. What does the month of November 2025? Did I say 24? Oh gosh. 25. Spirit knows what I'm talking about. Ooh, pile number 1. The comforts of friendship. Okay. Pile number 2, she sleeps with the stars. Pile number 3, she is moonlight shy. Nice. I love this deck. Let me zoom in a bit. All right, so this is for those of you who want to choose with a card as well as a crystal. Pile number 1, you have this card over here and or this aragonite crystal. Pile number 2, you have this card over here and or this tiger's eye crystal. It took me a second to remember what it was. Aging is not fun. Pile number 3, you have this card over here and or this malachite crystal. All right, so you can pause the video if you need more time to decide. My recommendation as usual, hold on, I have to fix it. I don't know why it doesn't look perfectly equal to me. Anyway, yeah, so my recommendation is that you take some moments to meditate upon the question, take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That will help center you and calm you down. You can also address this question to a higher power like God, a deity that you follow, your higher self, the universe, your guardian angel, whoever you put faith in. Keep your eyes closed. Try to take 10 deep breaths. The usual recommendation, even for calming down in situations of anxiety, is that you take a deep breath for 7 seconds, sorry. Inhale for 7 seconds, hold your breath 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds, right? So try to do this 10 times ideally, and then open your eyes and choose the first pile that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking it. My recommendation as well is that you watch both piles if you feel drawn to two of them at the same time, or if you feel drawn to all of them or have a hard time deciding. My recommendation is that you watch all of them and just take whichever messages resonate. If there are messages that truly do not resonate with you at all, most likely there aren't any messages that are meant for you to hear right now. So aside from that, I will remind you to please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, it is the easiest way to support me, and it is free. Also, consider clicking the notifications bell to see when I will upload a new reading on my channel. Comment in the comment section with any feedback you would like to share about this reading. Of course, feel free to come back to it at some point later down the month, or even after the month is over, and share how this resonated. It would help a lot, not just for me, but also other people who are watching. And also, please share any recommendations you have for future topics you would like me to cover on this channel. I do take them into account. And of course, I will remind you, I have also started posting members only videos. So if you're interested in finding out more about the memberships, check out the, click the join button under any of my videos to see the details and the prices in your local currency. And also, if you are interested in a personal reading, check out the video description for my email address or my community post for prices. All right, I will see you at your pile. All right, welcome pile number 1. This is your reading if you have chosen the aragonite crystal and or this card. Number 5, the comforts of friendship. This is the selection phase for the card, so if you don't want to sit through it, I'm going to add timestamps. You can skip directly to the interpretation. So let's see. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1? What does the month of November 2025 have in store for them? The Hierophant, Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, Justice, the Emperor, the Hanged Man. All right, Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What does the month of November 2025 have in store for them? Let's see. 9 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. For the third position, you had 2 of cards coming out at once. You have the Moon and the 2 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles, the Chariot, the 6 of Cups. Okay, let me get some oracle cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. Tell me. Okay, this one. Tell me about pile number 1. This one. I'm not feeling it. Tell me what's going to happen for them in the month of November 2025. Yeah, this one. Okay, we have 7, Hunting Moon, Libra, Baskets, Adult. And we have Abundance, Divine Beloved. Please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. All right, now let me read the description for this card from the booklet. Hunting Moon, September 23rd to October 23rd. Interesting. That was the previous month. Libra baskets adult. I am hunting moon. I am the preparation for the coming winter. I am here to remind you to prepare your house and put it in order. You must be mindful of relationships, be they partnerships, contracts, unions, or marriages. Things are not what they appear to be. There are times in relationships that it is best not to say anything, but to hear what is being said. Listen closely. Now is the time to consider your artistic side and create something of beauty and give it away. I provide strength for your hunt, your quest. Interesting. We already are getting repeating themes here of creating something. And we have repeated Libra energy here. We have the Justice. We have the number 7. With this Libra energy. All right, so I have a theory about this, but let's see where this goes. All right. Pile number 1. So at this moment, when you come across this reading, I see that you are very much focused on doing things right according to your upbringing, according to your traditions, to the pressures of your family, of your society. And I'm also seeing defensiveness here. This could be, I don't know why I'm getting very specific messages, so I'm sure that not all of them are going to resonate right off the bat, but bear with me. What I'm seeing here is you trying to defend either to other people or to parts of yourself. You know, like there could be some side of yourself that is not happy, but you're basically arguing with yourself and you're trying to defend why you should follow tradition, why you should follow the beaten path. And I also see you as very much focused on impressing people, right? Someone, appeasing someone, right? But making people happy. And again, this makes me think of pressures you may have received from your family or from society. But you are at this moment pretty concerned with what people think. For some of you, and I have to give every message, this reading is very much speaking of an existing relationship. And I feel this is especially true for people who are either in a very long-lasting relationship or married, or you have recently considered getting married to someone. This is about that relationship to that person. This could be at the forefront of your mind currently when you're coming across this reading. Like you want to make it work, but you're also being very defensive about this. And again, this gives me a feeling of inner conflict about, you know, maybe some side of you that wants to go one way and another side that wants to go a different way. But let me see what the rest says. So we have the Ace of Wands. We have the 8 of Pentacles. This shows me that what is going to support you in the month of November is your ambition, your drive, your energy, vitality, your passion for your profession. Not that I'm necessarily seeing Spirit telling you bury yourself into work or anything like that, but I definitely see that your professionalism, your dedication towards your career is something very positive that is sustaining you in the month of November. What is going to be against you, right? So things that might present as obstacles is you wanting too much too soon. So I'm seeing a lot of ambition, especially when it comes to social status and career. A lot of ambition. Not just career, to be honest. You are also someone who wants a family. You want to be successful all around. But the priority I see is going to be on your career in the month of November. You're very much focused on achieving a certain level of success, a certain social status. And the danger for you is being extremely busy, not having enough time off, not taking enough time off. There's also a tendency to fantasize, to get lost in thought. Now, this could be a problem in the sense that maybe you're wasting too much time daydreaming, or it could just be that your tendency to, constantly weigh the pros and cons is making you miss out on potential opportunities because you're stuck in your mind weighing the pros and cons and having this analysis paralysis rather than just taking action to move forward. And most likely this again comes from being really criticized. I'm sorry if this comes across as a little bit negative, but I'm getting repeated messages here already. So first of all, there's a repeated vibe throughout this reading that you are someone who has a tendency towards indecisiveness. And on the other hand, there is a repeated message that you care a lot about other people, what other people think. There's this desire to impress someone else. And because the moon is there, I really think that a huge portion of this is coming from early childhood, potentially even directly connected to the mother, because the moon in astrology is the mother archetype. In tarot, it specifically speaks of the difference between, or the border between, the conscious and the subconscious mind. And usually when the moon shows up, there's this vibe of, being inside your head. And also there is the potential message that your subconscious is seeping through into your conscious and affecting you. In other words, you might have blind spots that could turn into self-sabotaging tendencies if you're not conscious of what drives you, basically, and you do things without thinking them through consciously. Yeah, but this is pretty much what I see standing in your way to progress in the month of November. So it's like, on the spirit is telling you on the one hand that it is very good for you to be dedicated. It's great that you are passionate, that you are working towards perfecting yourself professionally. I see you focused on learning some very specific specialized skills. So this could be, true for people who are in university, but this could also be about being an employee and just trying to get good at your craft, learning through experience. But on the other hand, Spirit is telling you to pace yourself a little bit, not to overexert yourself. And also, I feel like there is a subtle or not so subtle message to maybe care less about what other people think. But let me see how this progresses. We have Justice and the Six of Pentacles. There's a lot of Venus energy here in this spread as well, because the number 6 comes through. The number 7 comes through as a lot. I wonder if K2 is prominent in your horoscope, or maybe you have some transits going on. But anyway, I'm going to see as I progress. So just strictly with the tarot cards, yeah, Justice with the Six of Pentacles. This again, for some of you, but it's more specific, just shows that you have recently gotten married, or you have, gotten engaged married. You have recently maybe gotten engaged, right? Or there could have been, if this is not about marriage at all, this could also be about having signed a contract or dealing with some legal matters recently. In the past, though. This is in the past. If this is not specifically about a contract of any kind, whether marriage or something else, this is just telling you that in the past, all right, so up until this point and throughout the past, you have been a very fair person. You wanted to do the right thing. And by the way, multiple of these things can be true at the same time. You could have gotten engaged, you could have signed a contract, and you're also a fair person. For some of you, it's only one of these three interpretations, right? But back to the interpretation. So you have been a fair person. You always wanted to do the right thing. The Six of Pentacles underneath, again, shows a spirit of generosity, of giving. And again, for those of you who have been married or have gotten married in the past, this also specifically refers to you giving a lot to your partner, being very generous. Other more specific messages is this could be a contract or something you have signed legally. This could be either a contract or it could be a document. I don't know, you started a business recently or something like that, but something that is connected to teaching or consulting, or something also potentially connected to what are they called? Nonprofit organizations, charities. Could also be something connected to healthcare or pets. But yeah, this has happened in the past. And also, yeah, so I just see the you as a fair person, very generous spirit, basically, overall. And very responsible, dedicated. Now we have the future. We have the Emperor and the Chariot, which is very good news, pile number 1. So we have the Emperor, the Chariot, showing that you are heading towards a very solid position. The Emperor is, like the name suggests, a very stable, successful sort of energy. And the Chariot, especially coming through as a kind of clarification underneath, is this very intense, very powerful, non-doubting energy, basically. It shows that you are moving towards success very quickly in the future. Now, it doesn't mean that by the end of this month, you're going to reach your goals. I think most likely that's not the case because of the messages that came through that you need to pace yourself and not overburden yourself. Don't try to bite on more than you can chew, that kind of thing. But Spirit is telling you it's going to happen. This is your future, the Emperor and the Chariot. If you stick on your current trajectory with, a few minor tweaks here and there, you're going to head towards your dreams, whatever those dreams are. And I really think for you, the main dream here is about career or some kind of a project you are working on. And also the Emperor with the Chariot is a very strong message of independence. So for those of you who have wanted to become more independent or reach a position of authority maybe in your company, this is a very definite positive answer that this is going to happen for you. And now we have the Hanged Man and the Six of Cups as an outcome for November. So I'm going to get some clarifications. Please clarify the Hanged Man, Spirit. Page of Pentacles. Please clarify the Page of Pentacles. Knights of Pentacles. You have a lot of Pentacles, a lot of Earth energy. Please clarify the Six of Cups. Ten of Wands. Please clarify the Ten of Wands, Spirit. Nine of Wands again, which also came out first. Wow. All right. So, Spirit is again giving a repeated theme that you are on the right path, the right trajectory with the Knight of Pentacles. Spirit is still giving you a message of slow and steady wins the race. I also wonder if some of you have Taurus placements, because this makes sense. So Spirit is like, keep doing whatever it is you're doing, but again, pace yourself, take it step by step, be realistic, don't overburden yourself. And you are going to head to this Emperor and Chariot. Now, with the Hangman, though, and the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, there's also some kind of a confusion going to happen. Or again, you might find yourself in a state of analysis paralysis by the end of this month with respect to something, I would say most likely career related, because most of the reading is. But what I have here with the Six of Cups, the Ten of Wands underneath, oh my gosh. Yeah, what Spirit is telling you, the way to your heart's desire is by prioritizing, number one. And number two, stop acting like you have to do everything yourself. The Ten of Wands especially is a card that speaks of the need to delegate things, right? As much as you can. Now, delegating doesn't necessarily mean, I don't know, hiring a personal assistant, right? Of course, if you are, for instance, someone who has a tendency to do other people's work, like, let's say you live with a roommate and you do all the cleaning or something, or you take on other people's tasks at work, stop doing that. All right. The Nine of Wands is actually telling you this is the time to put your foot down. These situations are the time to be defensive, right? To put your foot down, to establish strong boundaries and say, I'm not going to do what is not my responsibility, especially if people can help themselves. That's one message. All right. The other message is you have to push through. So I'm definitely getting a message here, actually, specifically for some of you, that you might feel really, really tired by the end of this month. So you're starting out with a lot of enthusiasm with that Ace of Wands, right? There's like a lot of power, like, yay, I'm, enthusiastic, starting a new project, starting a new chapter, that kind of vibe, But then by the end of the month, there's this feeling of you might even be tempted to give up on something because you're just so tired. And Spirit is telling you, you need to push through, right? Spirit is telling you that your success, your desired success and desired results are at the end of your efforts. And yes, it will take effort, but it will be worth it. So stick to it. I feel like there is this message of you needing to be resilient and, what's the word? Committed, tenacious. Like, just stick with your goal until it's completed. Don't fall back, don't hesitate. And because of that Hangman and the number 2s that came through again, like I said, I really feel like some of you have a tendency to go back and forth, maybe to go back on decisions. Spirit is telling you, don't fall back on bad habits, on your old habits. This is the time to push through. This is the time to stick to whatever it is that you have started previous to this month, right? The comforts of friendship is interesting because, and also the abundance. Divine beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Oh, yes. So, I also think that Spirit is telling you, you may be a little bit too rigid when it comes to something connected to how you make your money. And again, if there's anything in the month of November that catches your eye connected to how you can boost your financial situation, this could be anything. Again, this is a very general reading. So, and also it could be just about anything when it comes to abundance. It could be, I don't know, if you are doing your own thing, let's say you're self-employed, you could look into different ways that you can diversify, that you can offer different services, right? If you are someone who has a regular 9-to-5 job, think about ways that, I don't know, maybe your company has openings for trainings that they offer, right? And look into maybe one of those trainings that could boost your income in the future. Or it could be irrespective of what you're doing for a living. Maybe you come across courses on investing, or you come across a book on investing, right, that catches your eye. So anything that has to deal with how to maximize your income in the month of November could be very, very strongly fruitful, basically, could prove to be fruitful in the future if you follow that gut feeling of, oh, this could be something interesting that I could use to boost my my income. I also remember this, this message of this is preparation for winter with this hunting moon, and I help you with your hunt, that kind of message. Yeah, this is like a repeated theme here of I help you with your hunt. This is like, again, and we have this crow here, which is a crow or a raven, which are connected to the subconscious and, kind of like messages coming from other dimensions in many cultures. So I really feel this is a repeated message that you could be getting hints in your subconscious. Some of you maybe even through dreams about how you could make more money within the month of November. And I also think that with Prepare for Winter, and also with this Two of Pentacles, there is this message of course, calculate your budget as well. It's really important that you plan ahead, that you plan your budget, your resources, whether that's time, whether that is money, right? So plan ahead and plan in such a way that is, realistic, that does not overburden you, right? That you don't risk ending up in a burnout situation because you just push yourself too hard. And then the comforts of friendship, I really think, quite literally for many of you, is that it is connected to friendships. Maybe you're going to get back in touch with friends, reconnect with people you haven't seen in a long time or you haven't talked to in a long time. So that could become a theme in November. But let me get the Astro cards as well. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What is coming for them in the month of November 2025? Wow, 2 of them came out together. I was normally going to take out 5. We have Pisces, the dreamer. We have Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, in tropical. We have Gemini, the communicative. We have Mars, drive and power. Not surprising. We have the chariot energy. We have sextile. And let's see, we have Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. And we have Mercury, mind and speech. So I would say these energies are confirmations of a lot of what I said so far. Pisces coming through twice, basically, through Neptune and Pisces. This is that connection to the raven thing. I really think that you should be mindful of your subconscious. You could be getting like very subtle inspiration and hints that are coming through, sudden thoughts, for instance, or daydreams even, or again, it could be through your subconscious, through your dreams. Keeping a dream journal, again, could be helpful for you in the month of November. We have Gemini and Mercury coming through. So communication is going to be very important for you in the month of November. Maybe this will be connected to how you make your money, or again, it could be you might be put in a position where you have to talk more than usual. Maybe even give a speech or something. And also Mercury is about juggling multiple types of activities, maybe having multiple streams of income. That could happen in the month of November. And it's also a very intellectual energy. So there's definitely going to be a lot of intellectual stimulation, potentially intellectual challenges. This would make This would make sense of people, for instance. It would make sense for people who are in university or they're going through some courses. Yeah, this would be a good time for you to really put your mind to work. Sextile, chance and opportunity is the one that really catches my eye, because whenever I get this card, this is a specific message, which again is a repeated theme for you, that there could be something coming through that you need to pay attention to, right? It could be something that is seemingly insignificant. It's one of those things where, blink and you miss it sort of thing, but it could be something that could turn into something significant for you, an opportunity maybe for work. Again, for most of you, this is mainly not relationship. It's the opposite of relationship. That's what I was going to say. It's career oriented, right? So I really think this opportunity chance thing, this is referring to something coming through with respect to boosting your career and your finances. And then Uranus, change and new beginnings. Normally I would associate it to Aquarius, but I also take it as a self-standing energy in this case, in the sense that you are definitely opening a new chapter or have recently opened a new chapter. You probably already know that you are, maybe some of you, that you have started a new chapter of your life. And there's this encouragement to stand out on your own 2 feet because of, Uranus is kind of a contrast to the energies that I was talking about in the beginning, which are about caring too much for other people's opinions, right? Caring about other people's opinions. So Spirit is giving this repeated message that you need to be yourself. You need to not be afraid to go against the crowd every now and then. Not to the point of becoming a crazy anarchist, but sometimes you need to stand your ground and pursue what your true interests are. And then Mars, finally, with drive and power, I really think that in the month of November, you're going to get plenty of vitality. Some of you might even be purposefully more drawn to being physically active, working out more, taking care of your body more, because Mars is the muscle in the body, it's the blood in the body. Of course, for some of you, and again, I don't want to be negative or anything, but if there are potential health issues that you might have to worry about, it will be most likely connected to your head, right? So that could be anything that is a part of the head, like your ears, your eyes, your teeth. Also could be issues connected to the muscles in your body. Be careful, right? You might also have a higher than average tendency to be accident prone during this month, so just be careful with that. Again, don't do anything super impulsive or risky. And could also be with your blood, like I was saying. So yeah, watch out for that. Again, this is a very general reading, so I would not panic people about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if these sorts of health related issues could come to the forefront within the next month. And also with Mercury, it could be something connected to the hands, the arms, the shoulders, or the respiratory system. Okay, let's see the Astro dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What is coming towards them, or what is happening for them in the month of November 2025? Okay, we have Mars again, so that's everything that I said before. We have number 12 again, that's more Pisces, wow. And we have Capricorn, yeah, I was kind of waiting for this. This is the Emperor energy, right? So Pisces again is like pretty much everything that I said. I also want to say that with Pisces coming through so strongly, again, this card spoke of being creative. So Spirit is also telling you, use your imagination more at the same time. Like take time, especially because of that 2 of Pentacles and that 10 of Pentacles. There is this warning, like I said, that many of you are extremely driven and you have forgotten how to have fun and how to relax, right? So Spirit is telling you, take some time to be creative, to get your imagination running, right? Because that's how you might actually get in touch with that subconscious, that sudden inspiration, or that special idea that is going to help you boost your career, maybe your profit within the next month. And with Capricorn, makes sense because you are hard at work. You are heading towards that, Emperor energy of being, well, like a boss, like some of you might actually be aiming for, an authority position or a higher position, let's say in a hierarchical structure. But like I said, for some of you, this is about being self-employed and calling the shots. Whichever the case is, it's definitely showing that you are heading towards that higher position, right? And also Capricorn is a reiteration of the idea that you need to keep at it. You need to be tenacious. You need to be committed. Of course, you need to put in persistent effort, right? And take it step by step. So that's that earth energy. Also with the Pisces, I want to say there could be a specific message for some of you that you need to really sleep more. Now, depending on the case, maybe you have to sleep less, but I think that's unlikely in today's world. But I really feel like this is about maybe not even a sleeping less or more. This is about minding your sleep cycles, right? Like focusing more on having sleep hygiene, a healthier sleep cycle, because the number 12 has to deal with sleeping as well. It's connected to the subconscious and all that. Also with the number 12, for some of you, this could be about traveling or dealing with faraway lands in the month of November. With the 12th house, it's specifically, connected to really far away places, right? Another thing, though, could also be connected to places of isolation, places of worship. spirituality. So again, maybe for some of you, the month of November is going to be particularly spiritual. Maybe you're going to reconnect with religion, with a sense of faith. It doesn't have to be organized religion. It could be just anything that really just brings out that sense of faith, that sense of trusting a higher power, right? And there's definitely, like I said, this very strong intuition that's coming for you. I mean, in the month of November, with that raven energy, it makes me feel of, makes me think of the raven imagery and themes from Game of Thrones. You know how there were these people that were trained or whatever, they were like psychic and they could get inside the heads of a raven and see things that other people didn't see. It was very woo-woo, of course, and the whole of Game of Thrones is basically a fantasy novel. But you know, in many cultures, as far as I have read, the ravens are connected to this kind of a messenger from a different realm sort of energy. So I really think that, again, if you quiet your mind a little bit and stimulate that subconscious and imaginative side of your brain, some kind of very important insight is going to come to you in the month of November. But yeah, this is pretty much it, pile number 1. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. And as usual, if you have, I will remind you to please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, click on the notifications bell to see when I will upload a new reading. Comment in the comment section with any feedback you would like to share with respect to how this resonated. If it resonated, of course, feel free to come back as the month progresses. I'm very curious to hear how this will resonate. And also, if you have topics that you would like me to cover on my channel, please mention them in the comment section. I will take them into account. And also, I have started posting members-only content last month. So if you're interested to find out more about that, click on the join button to see the prices in your local currency, as well as the videos I've posted so far, if you're interested in them. Aside from that, if you are interested in a private tarot reading, of course, check out the video description. I've left my email address there. You can email me for a pricing list. I do not spam anyone. I mention this all the time. So if you're curious, you can just send me an email, ask me about readings, reading options, and prices. I will just answer your email, and that's it. Aside from that, there is a link in the video description to reviews I have gotten for private readings before. You might want to check them out. Again, might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And also, last but not least, I have an astrology channel, and I will be linking it in the video description. It's called Astro Martine. I started that channel actually first in 2016, so it will soon be close to 10 years. I mean, it will soon be 10 years since I started that channel. And I focus mostly on Vedic astrology there, but also with some tropical insights. I have more than 10 years of experience in astrology, more than 20 in total, more than 10 in sidereal or Vedic astrology, which is my preferred system right now because I have found it to be the most accurate. Aside from those, though, I still use a lot of my insights from other systems, including tropical astrology, Chinese astrology like Batsa or Ziwei Doshu, the Mayan astrology system, numerology, etc., so on and so forth. So, yeah, I use all of my insights when it comes to my readings, but I primarily stick to Vedic astrology principles, like I said, because I found out those to be the most accurate. Also, I have recently posted on both my astrology and my tarot channels the list of reading options that I offer with the prices and other details. So if you're curious to find out more details, you can just check those out. All right, thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in my next tarot reading. Bye. Welcome, pile number 2. This is the reading you have chosen. If you have chosen card number 6 with She Sleeps with the Stars and or this Tiger's Eye crystal. Whoops. So this is going to be the card selection phase. I'm going to add timestamps if you don't want to sit through it. I will be taking my time. You can skip directly to the interpretation. Spirit, tell me what is going on. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2, the people who chose the Tiger's Eye. What will the month of November 2025 have in store for them? Let's see. Nine of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords. Strength. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. Let's see. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. The people who chose the Tiger's Eye crystal. What does the month of November 2025 have in store for them? Yeah, that's enough. Let's see. Queen of Cups. The Devil. The Death card. Eight of Wands again. Justice. Tower. Ooh. Ooh, pile number 2. All right, let me get some cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What is going to happen for them in the month of... Okay, this one wants to come out. Spirit, what is going to happen for pile number 2 in the month of November? All right, let's see. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. And then we have 24 Wolf, Northeast, Masculine, Water. Let me read the description from the booklet. Let's see. I am Wolf, I lead the way. I am the knower and teacher of much wisdom. I hold the key to the heart. I am loyalty and love, though many perceive only my aggressive nature. I, the wolf, made for life. You can count my staying power in this tumultuous, probably count on my staying power in this tumultuous world. I am a fierce and loving protector. My senses are keen and my intellect calculating. I possess instincts beyond the ordinary, and I am able to search out that which I pursue. I seek and I find. I am alert to the inner wisdom of all my relations. I am your pathfinder. I lead the way. I have slipped into your affairs to become your tutor, to help you survive. If you will listen with the highly developed senses of the wolf, you will be 100 times more sensitive than those around you. Everything around you, the plants, trees, rocks, wind, and weather, are all your teachers. Heed them. Remember to be teachable. My companionship symbolizes the loyalty that is wolf. I am setting the stage for long-term relationships in your life, either in your career or your home. Deep, pile number 2. And it also has number 6 numerologically on it, 2 plus 4. That is the number 6, which is connected to family. So family affairs could be prominent for you in this month of November. Also interesting, we have masculine, water. Yeah, I thought it said winter, but it made me think of winter for some reason. Also, we have the 8 of Wands coming out twice for you, here and here. And I'm going to get some clarifications right off the bat. We also have, oh my gosh, I just realized we also have number 6 here again. She sleeps with the stars. And we have the moon. Interesting. Please clarify, Spirit, the Tower. Please clarify the Tower. Knight of Swords. Please clear... Oh, we have Knight of Swords again. All right. Please clarify the Knight of Swords. Page of Swords. Don't we have the Page of Swords as well? I had the vibe. Maybe it was a previous reading. Sorry. Please clarify the 9 of Wands, Spirit. Please clarify the 9 of Wands. Ace of Swords. Please clarify the Ace of Swords. The Devil again. Ooh, this is already intense and interesting. Pile number 2. I am intrigued. Who are you? All right. Please clarify the Devil, Spirit. Please clarify this devil over here. Star. Please clarify the Star. 2 of Swords. Please clarify. Please clarify the Knight of Swords. Two of Wands. Clarify the 2 of Wands. Ten of Swords. Please clarify the death. Queen of Swords. Okay, so I'm pulling out a lot of clarification. Sorry for taking this long, but I need to get more clarity over here. Temperance. All right. So, wow. I'm getting a lot of Scorpio energy from this pile. A lot of 8th house. I wonder if some of you, or even many of you, have 8th house triggering transits. Like maybe you have some major, slow-moving, planets going through your 8th house right now. Maybe Saturn or Rahu or Ketu, the north node or south node of the moon. Maybe even Mars. Or maybe it's not going through your 8th house, but it's somehow connected to your 8th house lord, or a planet sitting in the 8th house. Anyway, that could be an explanation, or you could have very strong 8th house natally and a strong Scorpio energy. But anyway, let me break down what I see. Pile number 2. All right. At this current moment, when you come across this reading, we have the 9 of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups. I have to say, you know, this is a pretty strong position. So I see you being in a pretty comfortable position in life. Either you are close to, or you have already achieved a certain level of success, especially materially, maybe even a certain degree of independence financially. I wouldn't be surprised if many of you are self-employed over here. The Queen of Cups is also an energy of self-knowledge, emotional maturity, someone who is pretty wise. And then we have the Queen of Wands and the Devil supporting you. And then the Devil is clarified by the Star and clarified by the Two of Swords. I need more. Please clarify the Queen of Wands. 7 of Cups. Okay, please clarify the... Oh, man. Pile number 2. 5 of Swords. I wonder if some of y'all are really in love or something, or you're very infatuated with someone. See how this resonates? Because again, I'm getting some very specific messages. But I think for many of you, you're driven by a lot of lustfulness, basically. This could have been a recent history, or maybe this is a long-lasting pattern in your life. The Devil speaks of mismanaged lustfulness, or it could be about your tendency to fall into temptation, in the sense that you have a hard time letting go of instant gratification and postponing instant gratification for the sake of a longer lasting goal. And what I'm seeing here is throughout the month of November, on the positive side, you know, what is helping you is your tendency to be very rational, very passionate at the same time. So in a weird way, in a roundabout way, right, this tendency towards lustfulness, quote unquote, or this passionate side of you, because again, this could also refer to just having a very strong root chakra sort of energy, right? So the root chakra is corresponding not just to sexuality, but also to a survivalist energy, right? So, and that actually falls hand in hand with what this card said, the wolf, that I am here to help you survive. So I have to say, I'm already getting some conflicting energies from here, because like on the other hand, on the one hand, it shows a pretty comfortable position for you, but then you have to survive something in this month. And there is some pretty intense energies, I have to say. So let me not get ahead of myself. The bottom line is, so your passion, right, this kind of visceral intensity that you have is supporting you in the month of November. That Queen of Wands energy, which is basically Leo sun energy as well, is really supporting your creativity, your ability to land on your feet in crisis situations is going to come in handy. And then what I see is you are tempted by multiple things. Now, again, this could be an actual romantic or erotic interest, you know, because of that devil energy coming out twice in your reading. But it could also be some kind of opportunity, something that is definitely your heart's desire. Let me put it like that. It's not something rational, all right? It's something that maybe you might even be thinking, I shouldn't care about this, but I can't get my attention away from this thing, right? Again, this could be a person. For some of you, this could be addiction, you know, because the devil a lot of the times has a connection to addiction. Like maybe you are fighting against it, you're trying to heal from it, something like that. But again, addiction could be like I said, this is a general reading, so addiction could be a lot of things. It could be addiction to watching too much television instead of doing your chores or something, right? Or it could be addiction to video games. It could be addiction to corn for some people. It could be addiction to actual substances for some people, right? So there is that tendency, that temptation. I see that you are fighting basically, but you have the capacity to you know, to withhold, to how should I put it? Yeah, to withhold basically, to basically fight against it, right? To win over it because of your ability to be rational and also your toughness. Like you have a lot of resilience, like someone who has gone through a lot of stuff, I have to say. And we have the star as well, which is, I have to say, there's a lot of fixed energy here. I'm already getting Leo, I'm already getting Scorpio, and I'm getting Aquarius here with that star energy, right? And also with the devil and the star underneath. Yeah, you're definitely tempted. See, again, this could be seen in two different ways. Either you are tempted by a person that is very attractive and very popular, or you could be attracted by the prospect of popularity. And this is not a bad thing. This is actually something that could carry you through the month of November and can help you overcome potential obstacles that might show up. Your drive to be seen, to become popular maybe, or to reach a position of visibility basically is going to drive you in the month of November. But I see that the way to approach this is to keep a cool head. Keep a cool head, think about the pros and cons, think about potential developments, you know, what is best for you in the long run, being rational, right? So the overall message is, yes, you are very passionate and that is a good thing, right? But try not to give in to temptation and not give in to the temptation of instant gratification versus what your long-term goals are, right? And then we have the Knight of Swords, clarified by the Two of Wands, clarified by the Ten of Swords. This is fascinating, pile number 2. And then we have the Death card. Again, more change. We have Death and Tower. This is change. Changes. I'm getting that song by David Bowie in my head. Anyway. Wow. Wow, you are really battling something, pile number 2. Or you have battled a lot in recent history. This is the vibe that I'm getting here. Now, this could be physical things, or it could be an inner battle, maybe between sides of yourself. But, so, what I'm seeing here is what's getting in your way potentially in the month of November, in your way in the sense of what you need to do in order to see progress or to gain more happiness, is your impulsivity, your tendency to be blunt, to start arguments, potentially. your tendency to want things right now or yesterday, an impatience. I wonder if you also have Mars placements as well, or Aries placements, very strong Mars energy in your horoscope as well. Anyway, what I see is your tendency to basically like show up in there with a sword in your hand, and wanting to change everything, turn things upside down, to disrupt things very abruptly. So this tendency is going to act against you. This impulsivity is going to act against you in the month of November if you give in. I also feel like you're someone who is impatient, and because of this, you could easily want to switch courses, right? Or course of action, your course of action. When something doesn't seem to be going exactly the way you want, or if it's not happening fast enough. And Spirit is telling you this is not the right approach. There is a distinct message here of remember that it's always darkest before dawn. I feel like maybe many of you have worked at something or have battled something for a long period of time, and you're just about to throw in the towel, or not in the sense of giving up, but again, you might have a tendency to just switch course of action, right? You switch to the next thing because you're impatient. Maybe you've worked at something for a long time, you haven't seen the results you wanted. Maybe it turned out to be more difficult or take more time than you expected, and you're becoming impatient. Spirit is telling you that's not to go about. That's not the right attitude. You are at the brink of some major change in your life, a massive change, a massive transformation. You are becoming something else. Now, and you're not turning into the Fly like in that horror movie. At least I don't think so. It's very far-fetched. But you're definitely becoming a whole new person, pile number 2. And as much as being rational is a good thing, in certain situations, what I'm seeing here, and I think this is especially connected to relationships to other people, it's important that you keep your sharp tongue in check. This is why you have the Temperance over there. Like, Spirit is telling you, hold your horses, basically. Don't start a conflict, right? Don't say the wrong thing, start a conflict, and then have to deal, and then waste your time on the consequences, right? Choose your battles, that kind of thing. This is the vibe that I'm getting. And then we have the Strength and the 8 of Wands. We have the 8 of Wands in the 4th and in the 5th positions. So the good news, see, I think you're a very fast-moving person. I wouldn't be surprised if you had prominent, like I said, Aries, maybe Scorpio as well. Prominent Rahu maybe as well. There's a lot of fast, quick movement, a lot of impatience. Maybe you're someone who likes to travel as well. But the Strength with the 8 of Wands, this is showing that it is a pattern for you to push through, right? And I think that you're someone who's pretty confident in themselves, someone who's pretty confident that you can get what you want. You have achieved many things before through maybe even insane actions that other people wouldn't have thought to try even. You've maybe followed your gut, or you've overcome a lot of stuff and have achieved a lot of stuff basically through sheer willpower. And you're also just a very tough person. You have a lot of resilience. Like I said, it's interesting that we have the wolf again, but I know this is I think it's called the Familiar Tarot or something like that. So it's all animals, but none of the other cards are the wolf. You got the wolf. You got the Strength that has the wolf on it. And then we have this wolf as well. I wonder if many of you, or some of you, okay, maybe have placements in Ardra Nakshatra or in Mula Nakshatra, which are connected to the dog or the wolf, Yoni. But anyway, let me not digress on that. Yeah, but I do feel like you're somebody who has a lot of resilience, and you're pretty confident in your capacity to survive a lot of stuff. And you've gathered, like, you have developed that strength, that power over a prolonged period of time. You know, like, you're like a seasoned war veteran that has gone through a lot of stuff, you know. You're kind of like been there, done that sort of a vibe. But there's also a tiredness, a weariness that I'm picking from this reading, honestly. I'm very curious to hear. Please comment in the comment section with how this resonated, which parts resonated, which not. But yeah, please. And also, if I'm at it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It is very helpful for me and it's free. All right. Now we have the Eight of Wands. We have the Justice in the 5th position. So this is the future, which is a very good thing, because Eight of Wands shows the path is clear for you in the future. So you have what would be called in New Age terminology, very strong manifestation powers, right? But what other people would just say, a capacity to just get things done. And to, more specifically, to get exactly what you want. So in the future, there's this double message of things are going to happen fast for you, right? Whatever it is that you are working towards, have been working towards, I feel like it has already begun to catch momentum. Whatever is this something that you have been working towards achieving, it has in recent history caught momentum, but it's going to keep speeding up, right? Where you are going to get closer and closer to what it is that you want to achieve. I need to clarify. Please clarify the Justice. What the heck? 9 of Pentacles again. We have 4 of Pentacles. We have 4 of Cups. Wow. Pile number 2. In the future, and again, this is more specific. I wonder how this resonates because I'm getting a lot of specific messages. But what I'm seeing is you're going to have a business. And again, this is for some of you, all right? Definitely not for everyone. But some of you, you're going to have a business that's going to bring you a lot of security, a lot of stability. It's something that you have always wanted. And it's going to require you to travel a lot. This is for some of you. Another specific message that I'm getting for others. In the future, you will have some kind of a legal situation to deal with, connected to your wealth, you're going to have some kind of a legal situation where you're going to have to most likely pay some money. Even this, of course, is variable because there are a lot of people watching this. There are multiple interpretations. Now, this could be something like, I don't know, you might have to hire a lawyer because someone is threatening to sue you. This could be you being put in a position where it's, yeah, you have to maybe pay something. Maybe, again, someone has sued you. You have to pay some damage. Yeah, I realized that it's something that, this is not something that's going to make you happy. I have to say that. It's something where you're going to be like, what the fuck? And this is, again, for some of you. Now, both of these messages could be true for the same group of people, but it could be either or. Like, I really think that there's going to be some kind of legal thing where you're going to be forced to pay some money. Now, again, this could be a legal thing. This could be a marriage. This could be a prenup or something. Aside from that, in the most general sense possible for everyone, in the future, what I see as a fairness, you being fair in, for some of you, very specifically, this is about working in the legal system, right? So I said as general as possible, but then I said specific. Yeah, but this is another message that came through. Working in the legal system, with the legal system, maybe as a consultant or something, and you being self-employed could be happening in the future. And I see, yeah, traveling could be involved a lot. For some of you, this is about being a finance consultant. Yeah, pretty much this is what I see for you. This is the future. And then let's see, what is the outcome of November? 9 of Wands, we have Ace of Swords, we have the Devil again. Here we have the wow. The Devil this time has the last word. We have the Knight of Swords, we have the Page of Swords underneath the Tower. So, by the end of the month of November, I have to say, I'm very curious. Pile number 2. Yeah, there's definitely a theme of self-sabotage. Whoops. There's definitely a theme of self-sabotage for you, pile number 2, that you most likely will have to work through in the month of November. But aside from that, here, with the 6th position, 9 of Wands, Ace of Swords, the Devil, I think a lot of your defenses are going to fall down by the end of the month of November. Whether this is going to be because of your self-realization or because of external that happens in your life that's going to make you change your perspective on things. I see you kind of, I have to say, because of this tower thing, this is a tower moment, but a tower moment does not have to necessarily be a negative thing. There is some kind of massive change happening. And I really think that it is to do with your attitude. You becoming less defensive. And instead becoming more, in a way, having a kind of humbleness. Oh my God, didn't this card say this is about listening? Hold on, I'm going to read this again because I don't remember. 24. Where is it? No, it's not 24, is it? Oh yeah, it is 24. Gosh, I cannot find the page. Here it is. I am Wolf. I lead the way. I am the knower and teacher of much wisdom. I hold a key, blah, blah, blah. I am your pathfinder. I help you to survive. If you will listen with the highly developed senses of the wolf, you will be 100 times more sensitive than those around you. Everything around you, the plants, trees, rocks, wind, and weather, are all your teachers. Heed them. Remember to be teachable. My companionship symbolizes the loyalty that is wolf. I am setting the stage for long-term relationships in your life, either in your career or your home. So remember to be teachable. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, there's also something about listening, but yeah, being teachable, that was the main idea. Oh my gosh. I am loyalty and love, though many perceive only my aggressive nature. I'm made for life. I am a fierce and loving protector. My senses are keen and my intellect calculating. I possess instincts beyond the ordinary, and I am able to search out that which I pursue, I seek, and I find. I am alert to the inner wisdom of all my relations. So, yeah, this is you becoming more humble. in a good way, like learning something important by the end of November. This could be learning about yourself or about, something specific. And the Nine of Wands with Ace of Swords, and you get that Devil again. I have to say, I mean, with the Devil, the temptation for something is going to be very strong again by the end of the month. And there's this, see how this resonates, because this is very specific. But for some of you, this is about addiction. This is about you battling old habits, right? Maybe it's not literally an addiction, but it's something you have tried to correct, something you have tried to break is going to keep tempting you by the end of this month. And I actually think that your instincts, your gut instincts, are helpful in helping you decide intellectually, like making intellectual decisions. This could even show that some passion or some potentially negative experiences you've had with addiction, with temptations, with falling back into old habits will give you some kind of a eureka moment by the end of the month. I'm gonna get another clarification because I need to know. Please clarify this Devil over here, Spirit. Nine of Swords. Oh. I really have to say that Spirit is telling you that falling back into old habits, whatever those old habits are, and again, most of you from this pile will know, all right? You probably know, your conscience knows. Whatever those old habits are, they're going to cause a lot of anxiety. So, yeah, it's best to stay away from them is what I'm trying to say. And the wolf is like about telling you, you have the power. You have the power to overcome whatever this weakness is, whatever this temptation is. And yeah, you can get on top of it, basically. And there's a repeated theme of self-sabotage. Of course, I mean, whenever the Devil shows up, there is this vibe of self-sabotage. Especially since the Devil came out underneath the Queen of Wands. This is a card that really speaks of having a shadow side. And I know this sounds like maybe a very generic advice, but I really think with these cards, it is very helpful if you could go through therapy in the month of November. Because there's this very strong temptation, this tendency to fall back into old habits that could turn out to really work in your detriment in the long run. All right, let me see what the Astro cards say. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What will the month of November 2025 have in store for them? We have the 12th house, spirituality and art. We have Cancer, caring. We have Aquarius, visionary. We do have as a confirmation Aquarius, all right? 10th house, career and success. And we have the sun. This is a confirmation as well. I did pick up on some sun energy as well. So yeah, I think with the 10th house, this is, I mean, again, the Devil, again, here, whether this temptation is a person or bad habits or a substance, the main risk is that it could lead you astray from your long-term goals with respect to your career trajectory and your life path, right? So whatever this is, you need to keep it in check, basically, in the month of November. Don't fall back into old habits. And do whatever it takes to get out of those, right? If it means therapy, if it means, getting to know yourself. But the main idea is becoming more rational, more self-aware. Getting on top of that, lower wolf energy, basically, and becoming more of the visionary, becoming more of the healed and intuitive wolf that is in touch with, you know, its shadow side, but doesn't let it overrun everything. We have the 12th house, spirituality and art. Definitely shows that, you know, picking up a spiritual practice, maybe, you know, focusing more on getting in touch with your faith could become a theme and could help you in the month of November. Cancer, the caring, speaks of, again, focusing more on nurturing. Maybe I'm going off on a limb here, but maybe doing a little bit of self-parenting. Both Cancer and the Sun are mother and father archetypes. And whenever I get the Queen, especially the Queen of Wands, especially with the Devil as a clarification, like in your case, this is a pretty clear message of self-sabotaging habits that could be stemming from early childhood that would need to be worked through. Aquarius, the visionary, I actually feel with the Star and the Two of Swords here, so you're, like I said, this vision you have, because you have a vision. Those of you who are on this pile, right, you have chosen this pile, you know that there is something you want to achieve. There is something in your mind that you want to create or see accomplished, right, before the end of your life. So that drive, that vision you have is a very positive thing, that it keeps you going. But you also have to weigh the pros and cons and keep a cool head and, you know, take things step by step, right? Don't rely on wishful thinking and just leave it there as an idea hanging. And, you know, you have a lot of creativity. You have, with this Aquarius visionary, you have some spark of brilliance, and also with the Sun. And Sun, by the way, has very strong energy in the 10th house. So I think for the most of you, good or bad, okay, provided that you manage to keep that devil energy in check, you're actually going to have some big progress in your career and your social status and your visibility and recognition by the end of November 2025. There is definitely a lot of drive here with that Sun, with that 10th house. And Sun is really about popularity, about royalty, right? The Sun is very much this energy of being center stage, of being, here I am, everybody look at me, I've arrived, that kind of thing. So I feel like many of you here in this pile have a hunger for authenticity and for being seen for who you are. That's what I'm getting here. But again, Spirit has shown you how you have a lot of potential things that might be holding you back and how you have to work through them. I also think this card, intention, intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. Focus on the highest. So I really am getting this light and dark conflict here for you, pile number 2. If I didn't have to wrap this up, you know, faster, I would have pulled some nakshatras because I would have been curious, but unfortunately I just don't have the time to do that. So I need to stick to just the cards and the Astrodites, which I'm going to pull in a second. But I would have been curious to see your nakshatra situations. But yes, I feel like with this intention card, there's again this repeating theme of becoming self-aware. You need to be self-aware of yourself. You need to be mindful of where your energy is going so that you're not being led astray and there are parts of you that are acting against your best interests. All right, tell me about pile number 2, Spirit. What is the month of November 2025 going to bring for them? we have number 6. This could be connected to this. Again, we have the number, oh my gosh, number 6 again. Number 6, hello. We have 666, by the way. It's 3 times. And we have the devil coming out. And also the number 15 is on the devil. I mean, I knew that, and I mentioned it in many readings, that number 15 boils down to a 6 in numerology. So there's a lot of potential Venus energy here as well. But anyway, 666, right? So number 6 can be connected to Venus in numerology, or it could be connected to the 6th house. Oh my gosh! Here we have another strong confirmation of that energy, that Venus energy of the Libra. And last but not least, we have Rahu, which is the north node of the moon, which is the co-ruler of Aquarius in Vedic astrology. So this is a lot of repeated theme over here, and I really feel like I'm getting this song in my head from the 90s. Do the right thing, do the right thing. Oh gosh. It was so old. Anyway, it was popular when I was growing up. And I really feel like, yeah, there's this, as I was saying, this conflict between light and dark with you. Like, you know the right thing to do, but there's so much temptation. There's so much that you have to fight in order to do the right thing. The thing that you rationally know is the right thing. With Rahu, there is this confirmation of the Aquarius, of you taking the unwalked path, right? By the way, Rahu is the ruler of Ardra, so I would take that as a confirmation. I would be very curious to hear what some of your nakshatras are, but I would definitely see someone with Ardra placements getting this reading. But yeah, with Rahu, this is also a pat on the back that, I mean, it is, I would see it as a confirmation of the Tower, of the Death card as well, because Rahu in Vedic astrology has an energy that is closer to Uranus, in the sense that it breeds disruption, sudden events, sudden changes. So there is definitely something sudden happening by the end of November. It could be shortly after November, it could be during the month of November, but you're having that Tower moment, that sudden change thing. And again, this could just be a eureka moment about something that you have to do, or a breakthrough maybe in the way you see yourself and the way you analyze yourself. But yeah, and the number 6, connected to, like I said, Venus, connected to the 6th house. This could be connected to your daily routines. Like, you need to focus on a healthier daily routine, a healthier lifestyle. Literally, 6th house is also about health, medicine, medical care, pets, you know, so these things are going to come to the forefront in the month of November. I would see this as a confirmation of basically what I've seen so far, that, again, for some of you, you're literally battling addiction, and you need to be mindful, take care of yourself, you know, control yourself so that you don't fall off the wagon. All right, this is pretty much what I see for you, pile number 2. Very lengthy reading, a lot of messages, really complex, I have to say. I hope you have enjoyed it. A lot of repeated messages, a lot of repeated cards. As usual, Spirit is listening. Bless. I hope that this will resonate, and please share in the comment section any thoughts that you have about this reading. I am extremely curious, pile number 2, because this has been really complex. A lot of very specific messages, so I'm curious. Yeah. Also, don't forget to like the video, of course. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's the easiest way to support me, and it's free. Also, I have started posting members only content last month. If you're curious to find out more about the membership section, the videos I posted so far, prices in your local currency, click on the join button to see the details. I will also leave a link in the video description. Actually, I will leave my email address for those of you who are interested in getting a private reading from me. So you can just drop me an email for details, but I've also recently posted a community post where I actually gave the reading details and prices. so yeah, you can go check that out to see if you're interested. I've also posted a link in the video description to reviews I have gotten before for private readings. If you're curious to see them, might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And last but not least, I also have an astrology channel, Astro Martine, and I will be linking it in the video description. If you're curious about astrology, of course, check it out. Maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I mostly focus on Vedic astrology there, but also with some tropical insights. I have more than 10 years of experience reading Vedic astrology horoscopes, more than 20 in reading astrology in general. I started with tropical, but I moved to sidereal because I found it to be more accurate. But I still use some of my insights from the tropical days. I also use insights from other astrological systems that I have researched, such as Batsa, Ziwei Doshu, which are Chinese astrology systems. Also, the Tzolk'in, the Mayan zodiac, also numerology to some extent. But I mainly stick to the principles of Vedic astrology because I have found those to be the most accurate, like I said. Anyway, I am very grateful if you have listened to everything right until the end. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. I hope you have a great month of November, and you make the most of this advice from Spirit. Thank you. Welcome, pile number 3. This is your reading if you are chosen this card, number 42. She is Moonlight Shy. Sorry, I almost read Sky. Moonlight Shy and or this malachite crystal. I'm gonna do the card selection now. I'm gonna add timestamps so you can skip directly to the interpretation. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What are their predictions for November 2025? All right, so we have 9 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 8 of Swords, the World. Let me get some more. Tell me about pile number 3. What will the month of November 2025 bring into their lives, Spirit? Gosh, I was going to say something, but I'm going to hold that thought. So we have 2 of Swords, King of Cups. We have Queen of Swords, the World again. Wow. 5 of Wands, Justice. Let's see, some Oracle cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What will the month of November 2025 bring into their lives? Wow, true love. All right. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner, but this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. All right, interesting. Let's see another one. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Okay. 47, Maple, Masculine, West, Jupiter, Air. I'm going to read the description for this from the booklet. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. I am Maple. My sap flows to provide sweet syrup. Give to the world what you have to offer. Let it flow. Go with the seasons. I grow to be very old. Look around you for old souls, old friends, and old loves. Circulation is how my powers make prosperity part of your path. I am sweetness. Whoa. Oh my gosh. We already have true love and old loves. I mean, I'm not going to say it just yet. Let me see what else is going on. But I have to say, right off the bat, I saw the World, I saw Justice, and I saw the World here again. Anyway, no, I'm going to hold that thought. All right, I'm just going to take it step by step and see what else is coming through. She is Moonlight Shy with number 42, which boils down to a number 6, which is ruled by Venus. And here we have the number 47, boils down to 11, boils down to a 2, which is ruled by the Moon. We have the Nine of Cups and we have the Two of Swords. So at this moment, when you're coming across this reading, there is this you're very close, or you actually have already gotten your wish in some way. With the Two of Swords, hold on, I want to clarify. Please clarify the Two of Swords. Knight of Swords and Four of Cups. So, oh. So you are getting, so like I said, you've either gotten your wish with respect to something recently, or you are getting very close to getting your wish. And some of you, you're wondering if you should settle. I'm already getting the feeling that this could be very much relationship oriented for you, pile number 3. She is moonlight shy. It's giving me that vibe of someone who is afraid to go after what they want. Look, see how she is hiding over here? You know, she's like behind the trees. She's afraid to step into the moonlight. And we have the Knight of Swords and we have the Four of Cups. You might be presented with something at the moment, or again, this could be recent history or it's about to happen in your life. You could be presented with something that looks like a great opportunity. Something that can be very close to at least partially being a wish fulfillment. That might bring you something you have wanted for a long time. And there's a part of you that's very eager to take it. There's a big part of you that's like, yes, this is something I wanted my I don't know, maybe my whole life, or I've waited for a long time and I want to take it. The other part of you is like, this is not exactly what I wanted. There's a part of you that's like, yeah, okay, I want this, but it's not, you know, like, I feel like there's something like a temptation, like there's like, how should I put it? Something in disguise, but I can't think of the right word. It's like, it looks like it might be the thing that you want, that you've always wanted, but there's a big part of you that's holding back and having a bad feeling about it. It's either something like that, where it looks like it could be exactly what you wanted, but you have a very bad feeling about it. Or it could be something that right off the bat, you can tell it's not 100% exactly what you wanted, but it holds a big thing, a big part of what it is you've always wanted. And I know this is very vague because, again, hello, this is a general reading. So I think, considering the context, that for many of you, this is about a relationship. This is about a person that you are meeting in the month of November, or maybe you have recently met them, and somehow you're going to be presented with the opportunity of a relationship. Now, for others, of course, it may not necessarily be connected to a relationship, but there's again, that same theme of this could be something you've always wanted, but it's not quite exactly what you wanted. And you're kind of like in that pondering phase of like, you know, should I stay or should I go? Like, should I settle? And the other part of you is like, no, hell no, I'm not settling. I want this person to be, or this thing, whatever the hell it is, to be exactly what I've always wanted. I'm not going to compromise. So this is where you're at the present moment. You're in this pondering phase of like, should I stay? Should I go? Should I go for this or should I not go for it? Now, we have the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Cups underneath. What is going to support you in the month of November is your determination, your professionalism, your passion for your career, your capacity to stay focused on your long-term goals, most likely connected to career, as well as your capacity to understand things that most people don't understand, your intuition. I really feel for many of you in pile number 3 that you have a strong moon energy in your horoscope. You can have, maybe you're a life path number 11 or a number 2, or you're born on the 2nd or the 11th or the 20th of a month. Or you could have number 2 prominent in your horoscope or prominent moon. The bottom line is, I see someone who has a lot of intuition, has good intuition, has a lot of emotional intelligence with this King of Cups energy. You're a very strong judge of character. I have to say, and again, for most of you here in pile number 3, I'm sensing a more mature energy. So I don't think that most of you here who have chosen this pile are very young, as in under 25. Or if you are young, then you are very mature for your age. But yeah, I'm seeing what's going to help you is your professionalism, your capacity to keep your eyes on the prize, and your capacity to focus on your career. And I also think that your career is actually going to go well in the month of November with that 10 of Pentacles and that King of Cups. So that's going to be a source of support for you in the month of November. Now we have the 6 of Swords and the Queen of Swords in opposition. I'm going to get some clarifications. Please clarify the 6 of Swords, Spirit. Oh my gosh. Wow. Please clarify the 2 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Please clarify the Queen of Swords, Spirit. Please clarify the Queen of Swords here. We have the Star. Clarify the Star, please. Knight of Pentacles. So, let me break this down because this is intense. We have 6 of Swords. Oh, wow. Ah! It's hard. Please. Okay. So 2 of Cups. We have Ace of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Star. So much Aquarius. All right. You also have Aquarius going on. Queen of Swords, the Star. Both of these are very Aquarian connected energies. So, you're definitely, almost definitely, okay, meeting someone new. Or again, this could have been something that happened in recent history. Maybe you met someone new. You're not going to meet them in November. You've already met them maybe. But I really think for a lot of you, you're going to meet someone new in November. And here's the thing. Wow, I'm really getting this. I have to say, do you know what symbolism I'm getting here? What was her name? Elsa from Frozen. Where she's like, let it go, let it go. And then she's like, the cold never bothered me anyway. And slammed the door behind her. That was the image that I got in my head. Like, I have to say, those of you in pile number 3, you're pretty tough. You are not someone who's easily fooled. You don't let people pull the wool over your eyes. You're someone who's pretty skeptical, pretty cynical in many ways. But here's the thing. You could be meeting someone and your skepticism. This is a very conflicting reading because for some of you, this could be like you're like 2 groups in opposition. So for some of you, you could actually meet someone who would make you happy. But you could be blinded to this, right? Blinded to how important this person could be because of your hyper analytical tendencies and your tendency to be very kind of cold-blooded, rational, weigh the pros and cons. be very pragmatic and very eyes on the prize, you know, like, hey, I'm working here, that kind of thing. For the other group, right, it's the other way around. As in, you could be very tempted by this new person, by the prospect of a new relationship and getting your heart's desire. And you need to be careful that you don't, you know, project on this person qualities that they don't actually have. Because you could be so excited by, you know, someone that is maybe very flashy, maybe seems to have a lot of the qualities that you've always wanted, but they may not actually be compatible. So this is what I'm seeing here in opposition. Then we have the Five of Swords and we have the World. I need clarification. Please clarify the Five of Swords. Strength. Please clarify the Strength. The Emperor. Please clarify the World. Eight of Pentacles. Please clarify the Eight of Pentacles, Spirit. What? This? Okay. Knight of Cups. This is the past. I have to say, pile number 3, this is definitely only for some of you, but I'm getting a vibe that you are either people who have traveled a lot, or you may have relocated to a different place than your place of birth. Most likely due to your work, or somehow through your work. Only for some of you. Irrespective of whether that's true or not, what I see in general is that in the past, I keep gesticulating stuff off my desk. In the past, okay, you have reached this I'm trying to find my words because I don't want to sound offensive. You have gone through a lot of unpleasant situations that have really built up your immunity to potential failures, to the point where you may not even care that much, or you definitely care less than the average person. Let's say when you I don't know, have a setback, or you go through something that could seem like a failure, or something that could seem to be a embarrassing moment or whatever, you're someone who cares a lot less about all this stuff compared to the average person. You have this attitude of like moving forward, you're in control of your destiny, and you have achieved this attitude over your entire lifetime's experience. And it's continuing, right? So this is your current energy, your trajectory right now, right? So you are, like I said, I'm getting this pretty mature energy, I have to say. You know, this very kind of, I know who I am, screw anyone who doesn't like me, that kind of thing. You know, I know who I am, and like, no matter what anyone says, you know, it's not going to change who I am or the things that I care about and all that stuff. It's a very kind of take it or leave it. Like I said, this Elsa energy, right? Of the cold never bothered me anyway. Like, you're someone who knows who you are, and you know where you want to get, and you don't change, and you're not compromising. And I also see a lot of focus on career, a lot of working on perfecting yourself, learning specific skills, and having really pursued your heart's desire when it came to your career to a large extent. In the future, I have 8 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Let me clarify. Please clarify the 8 of Swords, Spirit. No, not all of these. Are you kidding me? Okay. Knocked out. Please clarify the 8 of Swords, Spirit. Oh, I like it. Yes. Of course, that makes sense. This is a very beautiful message here. 8 of Swords clarified by High Priestess. Please clarify the High Priestess. Oh, the Empress. All right. Please clarify the... Let's see. Please clarify the Five of Wands. We have Five of Cups. Please clarify the Five of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so in the future, I see you becoming much better at human relations. I also see you trusting your intuition a lot more. I feel like even though many of you, I think really many of you are already very developed intuitively. Like you have this energy of this, like I said, this King of Cups, of like being, maybe you're even someone who knows a lot of psychology, or you're kind of like a natural psychologist where you can read people very well. But in the future, you're going to become even sharper when it comes to your intuitive abilities, your abilities to read others, right? To understand human motivation and all that. I'm also just seeing, and this is going to sound cliche, but in the future, I see you becoming more comfortable embracing your feminine energy. And again, I realize that this sounds like it's mostly for women, but it doesn't have to be. Now, feminine energy doesn't just mean, how should I put it? It's not about taking things easy necessarily. This is about kind of, how should I put it? Becoming more nurturing, basically allowing yourself to be softer, to be more vulnerable. And you realize that this is a good way to manage conflict, right? And you are definitely becoming way better at understanding people, at socializing with people, at understanding people's points of view. Yeah, I have to say, there is this repeated theme of dealing with people who are from a very different background. So I really wonder if many of you are operating in a different environment than your home environment. Like I said, like you relocated at some point to a different location, significantly different than whatever your homeland is, or maybe your hometown is. But yes, I see you becoming just much better at managing conflict, at managing interpersonal relationships in general. There's also this very interesting image here, message, I mean. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, and it's definitely not for everyone. But this is a already repeated 3 times message, almost, here, and here, that some of you in the future may reconnect with someone who, not necessarily someone who was a previous lover or anything like that. It could be someone you have met at some point. And again, this could be that person that some of you are going to have a relationship with. But I am getting this message definitely for some of you that you are reconnecting with someone you have come across before, someone you have met before. And that this time you're more motivated to work on this connection for some reason. I also see you in the future, and again, this could be like when I say the future, I don't mean by the end of November. It could go on for longer than that. You becoming way more interested in the intuitive spiritual side of life, learning, wanting to learn more about intuition, about how to get in touch with insights, and trusting, like I said, becoming more trusting of your intuition. I also, you know, again, this is like the future, like I said. So, we also have the World and the Justice, which I thought was very fascinating from the beginning. But again, I want to get some clarifications. Please clarify the Justice, Spirit. Three of Cups, holy shit. I mean, please clarify the World. Gosh, the Hanged Man. Okay, please clarify the Hanged Man. The Moon. Wow. Pile number 3. You would definitely have some moon going on. But anyway, please clarify the 3 of Cups. 5 of Cups again. There is something going on with a past person here. But let's see. By the end of this month, most likely, right? Because this is outcome. The 6th position is the outcome of what's going to happen in the month of November. So again, may not be by the end of the month, but this is the outcome of what's happening in November for you. And I really have to say, pile number 3, even though you may not want to hear this, maybe if you're, see, like I said, I'm not talking about an ex necessarily, but that person you're reconnecting with the Justice, this is someone you're going to marry. I'm not even playing here. I'm not even kidding. This is someone, I'm getting a sense of the one that got away. I really am. Now, again, this could be from your side. This is how you could feel about them, or this could be how they feel about you, or how you mutually feel about each other. But I'm really getting this very strong message here that some of you are reconnecting with someone. And again, like I said, may not be, I mean, most likely if you meet someone, I don't know, that you haven't talked to in centuries for the first time in this month, you're not going to marry by the end of the month. But this is the outcome, like I said, of what's happening in the month of November for you. The World, the Hanged Man, the Moon. You're going to trust your heart. You're going to learn to trust your heart. You're going to learn to trust your intuition to overcome analysis paralysis. Or whenever you're in a stuck moment, you're going to learn to trust your heart. Especially when it comes to dealing with people from other cultures and or ending things. And again, this could be about a connection. Then we have the Justice here with the 3 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. I really think, like I said, this is, you could potentially marry. You could potentially marry someone that you're reconnecting, right, in the month of November with. That you're reconnecting with in the month of November. And I have to say, for some of you still, if you are already in a relationship, okay, I'm going to shut up about it because this is potentially negative and I don't want to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. But the World and Justice, yeah, this is definitely one interpretation. And in a very general sense, right, what this is showing is that in the future, you're going to know how to deal with people in foreign countries, foreign lands, right, in a fair way, in a way that does not cause conflict. People who are coming from a different background, maybe not necessarily from a different country or culture only, but people who are very different than you. You're learning how to deal with them. All right, let me get some Astro cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What will the month of November ooh, here we have this one. We have, come on, what is going to happen for them? Ooh, we have wild femininity. We have Neptune. All right. We have opposition, tension, and opposites. This card always makes me think of the 7th house in marriage, because opposition is basically Libra energy by definition. So I see this as a correlation, right, as a confirmation of the justice energy that came through. We have 11th house, community and technology. We have 8th house, transformation and mystery, Lilith, wild femininity, and we have Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces in tropical astrology. Now, with the 11th house, this could be about you reconnecting with friends more, right? Again, for some reason, I got that message, that quote in my head from Hannibal, where he's like, I'm having an old friend for dinner. I don't know why my mind went there, but that, yeah, there it is. I shared it. It's too late to take it back. Anyway, you might be reconnecting with old friends, or you might be meeting new friends. You might be expanding your social network. There could be gains happening in career. I definitely see that career for you, most of you, is going pretty smoothly in the month of November. Because the 11th house is the second from the 10th. It shows gains from careers. And so far, with respect to career, it's all positive stuff. So, yeah, we have 8th house, transformation and mystery. So this is a very strong confirmation of what I said with respect to you opening up towards the occult. I mean, some people throw astrology and tarot under occult, but yeah, I don't think so. I mean, definitely not astrology. Tarot, maybe a little bit. But you are definitely feeling that calling, all right? You're going to have an amplified interest in developing your intuition, gaining metaphysical knowledge. Maybe there is a particular system that obviously you're watching a tarot reading, so it could be tarot, but you could be interested in a multitude of things that have to deal with metaphysical knowledge and all that stuff, right? So we have that very strong 8th house, but with the transformation part, all right, I'm going to say it, okay? I did say it was negative, but I have to say it. Some of you could end up, or maybe this resonates even right now, maybe intuitively if it hasn't actually happened, but some of you could be ending a significant relationship, all right? See how that resonates, obviously. I mean, obviously, if you are in a relationship that isn't going well, it's not like getting a tarot reading is going to end it. But, this, if it resonates, if it's something that has been on your mind, yeah, that probably is a message for you. And again, it's not like it's going to end this month or whatever, but it could be like on its way out or something. It could be like it served its purpose or it's not working or something like that. Lilith, wild femininity. So maybe for some of you, this is going hand in hand with the Lilith energy, right? Or with the ending of a relationship. It's kind of like this energy of reclaiming independence, right? Of going back to who it is you truly are, not bending down, bending in front of conventions and social pressures and all that stuff. Also with that 8th house, damn, I mean, 8th house and Lilith in one reading. I'm getting Black Magic Woman by Santana, I got a black magic woman. Something like that. So, yeah, I mean, you're really getting into your witchy vibe over here. Even if you're a man, I don't care. You're becoming a little bit of a witch. Or a warlock, whatever. But you're really getting into something. You're really getting into some metaphysical knowledge, becoming more intuitive. Now, on a more pragmatic note, 8th house is about things like insurance, investments, anything that makes use of other people's money, banking. Oh, and oh my gosh, it's also about in-laws for some of you, right? So they could be dealing with in-laws. So that could be coming to the forefront of your life in November. And it's definitely, about transformation, just like it says. So something is Something is transforming, all right, in the month of November. You are becoming a slightly different person. You could be getting a loan if you've really wanted to get one, or you could be, and here's the thing with the Justice, you could be signing a contract. There could be contracts in general. But with the 8th house, this is particularly connected to, loans and investments is something, I don't know, maybe paying off your mortgage or making an advance payment on your mortgage, maybe refinancing a mortgage, something like that. So any kind of activities like that connected to, investments, managing your finances and all that, those are favored in the month of November. Also looking into pensions and insurance and all that stuff. Of course, this is particularly strong for those of you who make a living connected in activities connected to this. You might be making more money. I have to say, with the 11th house, and you do have that star and that Aquarius energy coming through a lot. 11th house could also be about gaining more recognition, more visibility, especially for those of you who use a lot of technology. Like, let's say you're active on social media or you have some kind of public profile. We have Neptune with, like I said, which rules Pisces energy. And I feel like this is just showing that intuitive energy that is very developed and it's continuously developing for you in the month of November. And it's probably going to continue further down the line as well. So you're definitely falling more into that high priestess vibe of, paying attention to subtle signs in your environment and learning to trust your own judgment, trusting your hunches and all that. All right. Also with Lilith, there is this vibe of a positive rebellion, rebellion against things that are holding you back, that are holding back your progress. And going back to your authentic self. I also think for a lot of you, you might become more attractive in the month of November, especially if you're a woman, because you're going to have this aura of, self-respect and wild and untamed, that kind of thing. But you might also attract power struggles, and that makes sense with the 5 of Wands. There might be people who feel threatened by you, by your power, your aura, your newly found confidence. Okay. Let's see. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What will the month of November 2025 bring for them? We have number 9, which is connected to travel. Okay, it's Sagittarius. It's also higher learning, studies. Oh my gosh, we have Aries as well. And we have Jupiter. So that makes sense with the world. So some of you might, like I said, there's this theme of travel, of relocation. Some of you might actually get ready to relocate or to move to a different place with that world energy. See how that resonates. But with the 9th house and Jupiter coming through very strongly, this month is going to be very focused on things like reading, cultivating yourself, getting in touch with faith, with a higher, higher learning, higher philosophy, thinking about the meaning of life and all that. So things to do with your outlook on the deeper questions of life are going to come to the forefront. Like you might have some kind of change of perspective with respect to your religion, with respect to your worldview. Education is going to come to the forefront, especially if you are in some kind of an academic environment, whether you're a student or you're teaching. So any kind of activities connected to that are going to come to the forefront. This is going to be a good month for those of you who want to write anything or you want to publish something. Also, anyone who is involved in journalism. Even the legal field, by the way, because we have that justice coming through. So for some of you, you might actually, I don't know, study to become a lawyer. And we have the Aries, so we have that strong assertiveness and confidence and that ability to push through. Oh my gosh, I just realized you have Jupiter over here. How cool is that? We have Jupiter, air, masculine, west. And we also had Jupiter coming through. Yeah, so with Jupiter, overall, the month of November is pretty positive overall, because Jupiter is the great benefic, right? So there are a lot of opportunities coming through. Like I said, I really feel that for most of you, the month of November financially is going to be smooth sailing. Career-wise, for the most part, it's going to be smooth sailing. It is definitely a month for you to, when you are encouraged to travel a lot, to expand your horizons, you know, challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone. It's also a time to focus on studies, like I said, or anything to do with academia, publishing, writing, reading, right? Anything that stimulates your mind. Could also be for some of you about getting in the outdoors, right? Doing more outdoors activities, depending on how that is an option, since most of us in the northern hemisphere are entering winter. But, you know, see how that resonates. You know, could be an option. And Jupiter, last but not least, is also connected to marriage. And again, I had to say it. So, and usually, for instance, especially in a woman's horoscope, Jupiter is the husband archetype according to Vedic astrology. And this could be a confirmation for many of you that, like I said, you could be meeting someone really significant in the month of November. All right, this is pretty much what I see for you, pile number 3. I hope you have enjoyed this. Again, loads of very strong repeated messages. And if you have, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, click on the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. Feel free to comment in the comment section with any feedback you would like to share, how this resonated, whether it didn't, as long as you keep it respectful, of course. If you have any topics that you would like me to cover in future readings, please mention them in the comment sections as well. I will also remind you that I started posting members-only content last month, and yeah, you can find out more information about that if you click on the join button. You can see the videos I posted so far if you're interested. Also, you can see the prices for the membership tiers in your local currency to see if you would like to join me in the members-only section. Aside from that, if you're interested in a private tarot reading, you can actually see the pricing options, reading options that I have in a recent community post that I have posted. So yeah, you can look into that. And if you're interested, you can email me at the email address that I have left in the video description. I've also written it in the community post, I think. So yeah, if you're curious, you can go ahead and drop me an email and I can give you more details. Also, if you're interested to see reviews that I have gotten for private readings before, check out the link that I will leave in the video description. Might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. Gosh, there's something going on outside. Okay, it stopped abruptly. Anyway, I don't know if you can hear it, but there was like an ambulance or a police siren or something. Anyway, I wanted to say, yes, I also have an astrology channel. It's called Astro Martine. I will be linking it in the video description as well. I have started that channel close to 10 years now. It will be 10 years in 2026. And I focus mainly on Vedic astrology perspective readings. Well, not exactly readings, but yes, I do videos on configurations, theories. I've also done some readings for things like famous couples or famous people. And yeah, I have like over 300 videos on that channel. So if you're curious, go ahead and check it out. Maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I also use my insights from tropical astrology as well and other astrological systems. Sorry, not symptoms. It's late. But yes, I have more than 10 years of experience in reading astrology, sidereal astrology charts, and I have more than 20 years of experience in reading astrology in general, but I focus mainly on sidereal because that is what I have found to be most accurate. However, like I said, I use my insights from tropical, I use my insights from Chinese astrology like Batsa, Ziwei Doshu, Mayan astrology, numerology, etc., and other metaphysical sources of knowledge. But anyway, if you're interested in astrology, go ahead and check it out. Once again, it's called Astro Martine. I will also link it in the video description. If you're curious, maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a great month of November, and I hope you make the most of the insights out of this reading. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading.